Well, hey everybody, I hope you guys are having a great week. You're getting this video because you're a 4th or 5th grade group leader, and we wanted to take a second and walk through the leader guide for this weekend. We are hopping into a new series this week. We're calling it, or it's called Jump Ball, Finding Peace in the Madness. We're in March. This is kind of a play on words of March Madness, which is the college basketball tournament that happens in March. And so we're going to be talking about peace. This weekend, our bottom line is proving you care more about others by letting go of what's fair. So we're going to spend some time talking about what's fair and how we find out what's not fair and how we find peace in the midst of those unfair situations. Memory verse for this series is, so let us do all we can to live in peace and let us work hard to build up one another. Romans 14:19. That's the NIRV version. The reason we chose that is because the NIV version had a word in it that I couldn't even tell you what it meant. So we chose this version that uses the word peace. It's a great verse, and so be thinking about that. Cool, I'm going to dive into our outline for this weekend. The first activity that we have is called Take a Snapshot. This is a game you're going to play. What you're going to do is divide the kids into 2 teams. You can do that by height. You can just count them off 1, 2, whatever you want to do. Get them into 2 teams. Give them an opportunity to meet as a team, to come up with the team name, and then what you're going to do is have them line up shoulder to shoulder. So their team is going to line up shoulder to shoulder. You have team 1 lined up shoulder to shoulder one way, and then team 2 is going to face team 1 lined up shoulder to shoulder. So essentially they're going to have like a Family Feud type thing where they're across from each other, and they're going to, I'll get into it in a second, but essentially they have to be lined up face to face across from the person that they're going against on the other team. What you're going to do is you're going to have a half sheet of paper with some questions on it, and you're going to have some candy. You're going to walk up and down the row, one person, one group, or one pair at a time, asking them a question. You're going to hold the piece of paper in one hand, the piece of candy in another hand. You're going to read the question, and both of the players have to have their hands behind their back. And after you finish the question, they can reach out and grab the piece of candy, and that's their opportunity to answer. If they get it right, they win. If they get it wrong, they lose. The catch is you are going to give the piece of candy to one team the entire game. Whether they get the question right or wrong, or they win or they lose, they're going to get the piece of candy. The point being, you're doing something that's not necessarily fair. And at the end of the game, you're going to get an opportunity to ask the question, was that fair? Was it fair that I gave the candy to just team 1, even though they didn't answer the questions right? At the end, you're going to end up giving everybody a piece of candy, so it's not a big deal. No one's going to freak out and not have to go home without getting a piece of candy. But the point is to kind of, given a situation that isn't fair. Then, the next activity that they're having going on is it's going to be a little more of an interactive and discussion activity. You're going to give every kid an index card and a pen, and you're going to instruct them to write down a situation that they maybe experienced that wasn't fair. Have them think about times in school, with their family, with their friends, in a sporting event where something happened where they felt like it wasn't fair. They're going to give you all of those cards, and then you're going to disperse them randomly to everybody in the group and pair them up into partners of 2 and give them an opportunity to talk through that unfair situation and challenge them with this question. How can you find peace in that unfair situation? If that doesn't work out for you and your kids really aren't interacting with each other, just get them all in a circle and start to go through the unfair situations and say, what would you guys do in this situation? How would you find peace in this or that? And even use personal examples from your life. The goal being, we want them to identify that sometimes in life you're hit with an unfair situation, and to find peace in that is what God calls us to do. So that's the second activity, really pushing the bottom line there. Make sure they all know it, memorize it, proving you care more about others by letting go of what is fair. And then the last thing you're going to do is reread the story in the Bible. So have a Bible in your group. Genesis, it says 13, 14 through 18. Reread that story, answer some questions, and then spend some time in prayer at the end. Sorry that was a little bit longer. We're at the beginning of a series. So hopefully that's helpful for you. If you have any questions or need anything, touch base with your director. And have a great weekend and enjoy your small group.